Hi, welcome to Sugar Free. This is the daily reading for Thursday, the 30th of May, 2019. And I don't know why, but that just sounds so damn good. Don't know why. Anyway, I hope you're well wherever you are. 3-card major arcana reading. Possibly with some clarifiers. Now that one's gone off screen, so I'm going to put it back. And then one from the swords, one from the wands, one from the pentacles, and one from the cups. It's all a bit messy today. Keep nearly dropping everything. Don't drop the ball, Sugar Free. I was thinking of a little like jingle that went do 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 do, Sugar Free Daryl. What do you think of that? Do you think I should adopt that? Do 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 do. It's Sugar Free. Intuition with no artificial flavors or sweeteners. Anyway, reading's late enough. I shall just shut up and get on with it. Alright. Sugar Free Tarot. There we go. Oh, the magician. Well, he could do that. He could write a freaking jingle, couldn't he? The sun. Woohoo! The world. Oh my word! Look at that. I told you it sounded good. I told you it sounded good. Wow. Coming in with the magician. Going out with the world. And then we got the sun in the middle just before the world. Well, look, the only challenge on the table today is just to realise how freaking great life is. Wowee. Right. We're coming in with the individual. We're going out with the global. Sitting in the middle is union with self. Fulfillment, contentment, union with self. Oh my gosh. That is just so beautiful. However, as I always say, this card number 2 is like the fulcrum card. The bridge that needs to be crossed, the wall that needs to be scaled. Hold on a sec. Are you off now?
Yeah.
All right then. Okay. See you in a bit. Yeah, I'm doing a thing. Yeah, they can hear you now. Okay. See you in a bit. Okay, so happy, wunderbar. But it's sitting in the middle. So I'm going to get another one on it. Not because I want to go looking for trouble, because there ain't no trouble, but I want to understand the nature of its position within the context of the reading. Okay. We have the Empress in the reverse. Now, the Empress is the Shakti, the female energy of abundance, creation, creativity, fecundity, fertility, the great mother. That's clarifying the sun. We have the great mother in reverse. So yes, the only challenge on the table today is to understand that union with self is the key to happiness. Now, there are essentially 2 parts to the self, because we have self-awareness. We have the self as subject, that is aware of the self as object. For example, right now, I'm sitting here and I've got my little conscious awareness, like chugging away. I can look out the window and see things. I can pick up my chocolate and smell it and drink it and taste it and all of those things. I can do all that. I've got all my conscious awareness. And one of the things of which I am consciously aware is me as an object, like what I see out the window, like the chocky in the cup, and like the little tune that I sung at the beginning, like my partner who's just going off to go down the market and get a few bits in. The self exists, we exist in our own mind in the same way. And the key to happiness is unifying those two things and bringing the self as object, the self with a name, a body, an identity, an ego, the I ego, bringing that together with the perceiver, self as subject. So the perceiver, perception, and the perceived become one. That is union with self, and this is what is on the table today. This is superb. It's just fucking enlightenment. Oh my God, it's just enlightenment on the table. It's all there. What a beautiful day. Okay, let's pull a sword. Okay, 5 of Swords. Yeah, listen, fighting this, fighting the union of self as subject, the perceiver, with self as object, the perceived, is a losing battle. It only leads to unhappiness. Now, most of us are in this place. We're fighting a battle against the world, against other people, against ourselves. But when we do that, what we're doing, I mean, the main battle we fight is against ourselves. Because if we don't fight a battle with ourselves, we've got no battle with the world. Yeah. In fighting a battle against ourselves, we are maintaining that gulf. There's the gulf in the middle. Sun in the upright, Empress in the reverse. We are maintaining that gulf because we see ourselves see ourselves as something that needs to be fought. And it does not. But in order to bring those two things together, self as subject, the perceiver, self as object, the perceived, in order to bring those two things together, sometimes we need to wade through some unpleasant emotion. Because there's a reason why we become separated. There are reasons why we become separated from ourselves in that way. And sometimes there is some conflictual stuff going on inside us. Now, this dude here who has ostensibly won the battle, ha ha ha, I've got the swords, he hasn't won the battle. He's just kept going like some freaking psycho Terminator until everyone else has given up through sheer exhaustion. There's no victory here. Right, let's get one from the wands. Okay, we got the 9 of Wands. Oh. Now, within the self, as I say, I've got to talk about this because this is just so superb. The major arcana aspects here are just so wonderful. We've got 1. We've got 21. It's just, beginning, end, middle. Okay. This fear of the self, separation from the self, objectification of the self. If somebody says to you, "Who are you?" What would you answer them? Okay, you've got your name. You were given that. You've got your age. Well, that's just kind of where you are in the kind of chronology of your earthly bodily existence. You've got your job. Is that really you? You've got your identity, maybe your kind of I don't know, gender identity. Is that really you? What are you? If somebody asked you that, what would you say? Like, who are you? You go, well, blah. What would you say? What's out the other side of those wands? Now, it does just strike me that clearly there is a gap. There is a gap in that barrier, in that wall of wands. And the gap and the one he is holding are the same thing. So, what this represents to me today is the will to look out beyond that barrier. And it is the will, because the way I'm seeing this today is that he has just removed that wand that he's clinging on to because he wants to go out. This is not about staying in and being defended. This is about wanting to go beyond our normal boundaries. But it's a big step. It's a big step. Okay, and that's why he looks a bit frightened, because yeah, he's a bit bruised and battered by life. But I'll tell you what, if you want to change the exterior landscape of your life, there's the mountains behind the wands. If you want to change the exterior landscape, change the interior landscape. Okay, Five of Pentacles, self-rejection. It is not possible to manifest this union with self. Magician, sun, world. It's not, well, anything's possible, but it's much harder and will take you longer to effect that yoga. That is what the word yoga means. It means union. What is the union? Union of self with God. Okay, and that equates to, that is exactly the same as union of self with self. Because when you are unified with yourself, you are unified with everything, including God. Okay, God is not separate. I'll just slip that in quickly. This is about the sense of separation from the spiritual, from the divine. And it's very sad because it's cold out there. It's so interesting. Look, we've got all these wonderful major arcana aspects, and then we've got unwinnable conflict, defense, and wondering what's on the other side of that barrier. We've got the feeling of being out in the cold from the warmth, the endless, beautiful warmth of the divine spirit that is shining through this stained glass window that they're scurrying past. How fascinating. Okay, union of self with self, union of self as subject with self as object. When you, sorry, Two of Cups. When you think of yourself, perhaps you remember something that you did yesterday. Perhaps you imagine something you might do tomorrow. I'm just going to take a little slurp of my chocolate, perhaps you imagine yourself. Brought to mind that song "Once in a Lifetime" by Talking Heads. You may find yourself in a beautiful car, in a beautiful house, and you may ask yourself, how did I get here? You may find yourself in another part of the world. You may find yourself behind the wheel of a large automobile. Okay, all of these things are about seeing ourselves, the self, seeing the self as a separate object. When that process ends, when union has been achieved, self with self, and from my experience, the only way to do that is to establish a daily meditation practice, because bit by bit by bit, that gap, that barrier between self as the perceiver, like right now I can perceive all these things including my own body. Oh my God. So one is a kind of separate object. One's own body, one's own personality, one's role in the world. It's a separate object from the self that is perceiving it. It's like, no, bring them together. It's meditation that does that. So yeah, sorry, I know I'm getting a bit hysterical, but this is just amazing. Bring those two things together. Healing occurs. Nothing but healing occurs. And through meditation, through quietening the mind, and here's the technique. You sit down, you close your eyes, and you attend to your breath. You put your conscious awareness onto the coming and the going of the breath. And your conscious awareness will go off. It will go off. When you realize it's gone off, bring it back. This is the proto meditation, the most fundamental meditation technique. By bringing your conscious awareness onto your breath, you are uniting. This is the most simple way of uniting self with self. And if you maintain that over however long, they merge and they become one. And when that happens, all the stories of your life, all the unwinnable battles, all the fear of self and other, all the self-objectification and decisions that one is not worthy, melt away through union of self with self. And one is left raising a glass to the whole crazy circus. The whole crazy circus. And off one goes into the infinitely wide and utterly beautiful world. I told you I like the sound of Thursday the 30th of May 2019, didn't I? Right, I will leave it there. Sugar free. Thanks for watching. Please like, please share, please subscribe. Enjoy yourself. Have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.